The ocean has been a great source of life. Food, transportation, leisure activities. I wouldn't imagine how this earth will look like without an ocean. My biggest question is, why are we not bothered in keeping it clean? I believe that everything that falls on this earth all ends up in the ocean. I know climate change is affecting my ocean, which is affecting my people. I've always been a big admirer, to be an advocate for climate change. But being a diesel mechanic has never enabled me to achieve it. I always have an inner confusion as why should I talk on climate change? How can I speak about the ocean when I'm fixing diesel engines that burn up fossil fuels that are causing great harm to my ocean? Bulavenak, my name is Tikoidelaimakotu Fuluna. From that line, basically, just telling you who I am and where I come from. Just a brief description of the meaning. Fuluna was the first king of Mode. He was a Tui Mode. And he settled on Delaimakotu, which is the highest peak on my village. Now I live in a small village outside of Suva, where I call home for the past 26 years. In this small village, we do what we do best, as if we were back on Mode Island. The women of Korova likes to keep the tradition and culture alive by making Massey. Massey making is an art where the women of Mode are well known of, probably the best at it. Massey is a plant. The English version could be the paper mulberry plant, which takes about 8 to 12 months to mature. On an average, at 10 months, it can grow as much as 4 meters. The skin is peeled off and soaked in seawater for 3 days to soften it. The beating process is then prepared, whereby the peeled skin is beaten against a solid piece of timber using a wooden batten. The beating continues till the required width is achieved before it is dried out and printed to various designs and sold at different sizes. The men of Mode are well known for sailing traditional canoes. Even though we hardly build them due to the unavailability of forest, we make sure that we keep this art alive, as this is our identity. Having the ocean beside us has been a driving factor in our village. Till today, when we go out to the sea on our thamakaus, a sailing canoe with an outrigger to balance it, to forage for supplies, we make sure that we don't pollute the sea in everything we do. If we go out fishing, we make sure that we only fish for what is needed. The Drua was the pinnacle of technological achievement. One could visualize this great craft by watching the Disney movie Moana. The Drua is the one with the orange sail. The Thamakau is the one with the gray sail. You can't really tell the difference. The difference is Thamakau has an outrigger, but on the Drua, there is no outrigger. Instead, 2 hulls joined together, built without metal, using only wood, so a little bit safer than a Thamakau. Using all the learned knowledge of thousands of years of ocean sailing, our ancestors built thousands of these great craft and exported them throughout the Pacific. The European explorers described the Pacific as an ocean covered with sails. Sailing one of these can be compared to sitting on a beach with fresh wind blowing on your face and waves crashing at your feet. To me personally, every time I take a group out for a sail, I always feel humble. We breathe the freshest of the air out in the ocean. we hear the bustling waves alongside the hull. To top it all up, I always feel happy, because no matter how long I'm sailing that canoe, I'm not disturbing the peace in the ocean, because I'm just moving my paddle silently through the water. In the past few years, I was fortunate enough to be part of a fleet of ocean-going canoes from the Pacific. The main idea of this voyage came from a German billionaire and a philanthropist who wants to revive the art of traditional sailing and navigation in the Pacific, which he thinks is dying a slow death. And at the same time, he wants to show the world that you don't need to burn up fossil fuels to sail around the world. For the idea to be coming from somebody who's not part of us, I can say, somebody who does not know my tradition and my culture, we must thank him for reviving this, and at the same time reminding us of who we are and where we come from. We cross the oceans repeatedly, from Aotearoa to the Marquesas, from French Polynesia to the Hawaiian group of islands, from the Americas and back and all the way to the Solomons. The ocean kept us connected to each other, fed us, cared for us, protected us throughout the voyage. On some legs of the journey, we were encouraged to join each other's canoes, where we can interact with each other, learn different cultures, speak different languages, at the same time share ideas with each other from where they come from. We were taught how to sail using the stars, the sun, the moon, the wind, and this has intrigued us on how intelligent was our ancestors in finding their way throughout the Pacific without a compass and a GPS. Our stopover in Hawaii was an eye-opener for us. The occupants of the land have so much passion about their ocean and about their culture. One could feel this manner when we enter the water of Kauai. Their passion could reflect on the large number of ocean sailing canoes that has been built on their island. Our friends from the Cook Islands are slightly different. They have their own star compass, and the way they sail is slightly different from the Hawaiians as well as the Fijians. They are very precise in their traditional navigation. And to be part of their crew for 2 months, I consider myself lucky to be able to mix it around with what I learned from them and what I learned from my elders back home. We must start from the beginning. We believe that through our care and respect for nature and the ocean, we are able to uphold this identity. We are one handful of communities in Fiji that still sail on our ocean. My elders, I may be the last, that still know how to build and maintain sailing canoes. My dad died when I was 3 years old, sailing one of the last Druas from Ogea to Massey and then to Suva. He never completed the journey. He was never found, even though the canoe was found intact on the island of Ono in Kandau a few months later. We must start from the beginning. Lessons for the future begins from the past. When we were children, our parents taught us on how to make bakanawas, a small model thamakau that we raised after school and on weekends. And I consider myself to be the most fortunate of my generation that still sail on our ocean the way my ancestors sailed thousands of years ago. The passing of my dad has always been an inspiration to what I believe about the ocean. I've never felt any fear every time I sail out in the ocean. The biggest challenge that I have and I want to conquer it is to sail back a Drua, back to my island in the Lau group, to complete the journey that my father started, to show that through the ocean we are still connected to each other, and to show that this art is very much alive. Only if we just put in a little effort by reminding us that this is who we are. To me, ocean is life. It is the most important factor in transferring my traditional culture and my knowledge from one generation to the other. Sometimes, looking at the ocean, I feel sad. Sad in a way that people are not bothered in keeping it clean. Negligence, carelessness from everybody. You, me, we all play a part. If everybody plays a part, we can be really proud of our clean ocean. Even though I'm a diesel mechanic, I'm always willing to help in anything that will help keep my ocean clean in this time of uncertainty. Thank you.